Why do the top 1% keep getting richer while the rest struggle to keep up? Is it just luck, privilege, or do they know something the 99% don't? The truth is, the wealthy follow a completely different set of rules that most people never learn. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden strategies, mindset shifts, and habits that separate the ultra-successful from the rest of the world. If you're ready to break free from the cycle and start thinking like the 1%, keep watching. Why save money when trillions of dollars are being printed? The wealth gap between the top 1% and the rest of the population is enormous, but it's not just about money. You need to take a step back and see the bigger picture. So, what's the solution? Inside every person, there's a mindset of scarcity, a desire for security, and an ambition for wealth. The struggle is that most people are only taught to follow a traditional path. Go to school, get a job, and rely on a paycheck. But what if that's not the best way to build real financial freedom? A paycheck, while necessary for many, can also be limiting. The moment you depend on it, you become an employee locked into a system that may never lead to financial independence. Instead, those who seek wealth learn to think differently. They develop skills, take risks, and embrace uncertainty. Entrepreneurship isn't just about running a business. It's a mindset. It requires different skills, strategies, and rules than a traditional career path. A small business, a corporation, and an individual employee all function under different systems, and understanding these differences is key to success. For anyone considering making the leap into entrepreneurship, it's important to recognize the mental shift required. The transition can be both exciting and unsettling. One defining moment is receiving that final paycheck. It's both liberating and terrifying, no longer relying on someone else for financial security. But that's when real growth begins, when the focus shifts from earning a salary to building wealth through knowledge, skills, and calculated risks. New opportunities open up. The truth is, financial success isn't about working harder for someone else. It's about learning how money works, making strategic decisions, and taking control of your own financial future. The choice is simple. Stay in the cycle of dependence, or start developing the skills and mindset to create real wealth. The mindset of financial independence. When leaving a secure job, doubt and skepticism are common. Some people believe failure is inevitable and that returning to the safety of employment is the only option. But true financial independence comes from a different mindset, the determination to move forward no matter the setbacks. Many who attempt entrepreneurship fail and return to their old jobs. But the key difference is mindset. The choice is simple. See failure as a lesson and keep pushing forward, or retreat at the first sign of difficulty. Starting with nothing, no steady paycheck, no financial safety net, can be the greatest test of character. It forces resilience, sharpens skills, and reveals who you truly are. Will you take shortcuts, compromise integrity, or will you rise to the challenge and build something greater? The key to success is seeing the bigger picture. Challenges are inevitable, but every setback can lead to an opportunity. Those who prepare for the future, rather than assuming it will mirror the past, will thrive. Financial systems change, and what worked in the last 20 years may not work in the next 20. Being financially aware means staying ahead of these shifts. Just like checking the expiration date on a product before buying it, it's essential to evaluate outdated financial thinking. While many focus on eliminating debt, strategic debt can be a tool for wealth building. By refinancing and securing lower interest rates, financial leverage can be used to create long-term gains. Instead of avoiding debt altogether, the goal is to use it wisely and to your advantage. Success isn't about luck, it's about mindset, strategy, and persistence. The choice is clear. Adapt, learn, and build wealth, or remain stuck in outdated financial habits. The power of debt and smart investing wealth isn't just about earning more, it's about knowing how to manage money strategically. Every month, my income increases because I've reduced my cost of capital. While many financial experts advise getting out of debt, the key is learning how to use it effectively. After returning from service, the first lesson I was taught wasn't just about investing in real estate, it was about mastering debt and taxes. These two factors determine who becomes wealthy and who struggles financially. The rich use debt and taxes to their advantage, while the poor and middle class often suffer under their weight. Even high-earning professionals like doctors and lawyers face financial struggles. They might earn more, but their take-home pay shrinks due to heavy taxation. I recently spoke to a doctor who was excited about making $1 million until he realized he owed $750,000 in taxes, leaving him with far less than expected. In contrast, when I make $1 million, I keep it. The reason? I don't work for money. If you earn a paycheck, taxes take a significant portion. That's why the foundational lesson in wealth building is understanding that the rich don't work for money, they build assets. As an entrepreneur, I create businesses and invest in real estate instead of relying on traditional investments like the stock market. This gives me greater control over my income and taxation. By reinvesting earnings into real estate, I leverage my capital. For every $1 million I invest, I secure additional funding from banks, multiplying my financial growth. Banks may create financial challenges for many, but for those who understand how money works, they present opportunities. The reality is, when more money is printed, savers and employees suffer, while debtors who use leverage strategically thrive. The traditional path, going to school, securing a stable job, saving money, getting out of debt, buying a house, and investing for the long term, is outdated. The global financial system shifted in 1971 when currencies stopped being backed by gold and became debt-based. Those who fail to adapt to this new reality struggle financially. This isn't about eliminating education, rather, it's about modernizing it. The current system was designed for a different era, and relying on outdated financial strategies leads to outdated results. The key to success is learning how to navigate today's economy with the right knowledge, mindset, and strategies. The evolution of money and the entrepreneurial mindset, Moore's Law states that information doubles every 18 months. In other words, everything becomes obsolete within that time frame. This rapid change is a recent phenomenon, and it means that by the time someone finishes school, their knowledge is already outdated. That's why relying on traditional education alone is a flawed strategy. I often meet people who proudly say, "I went to Harvard." My response? That was 50 years ago. What have you learned since then? The financial world has shifted. Today, banks are charging you to save money because they have printed too much of it. This excess cash has led to bubbles in stocks and real estate as people scramble to move their money into assets rather than holding on to declining currency. That's why I say, savers are losers and cash is trash, yet people still chase high-paying jobs, unaware that this thinking is outdated. Getting out of debt is also an obsolete idea. What truly matters is learning how to use debt as a tool for wealth creation. One of the biggest gaps between the 1% and the 99% comes from understanding money. When governments print money, two things happen: inflation and taxes. These factors disproportionately hurt those who don't know how to leverage them, making wealth concentration even more extreme. Many entrepreneurs start businesses thinking that making money is the ultimate goal. But real success requires more than just generating revenue. In the U.S., there are 28 million small business owners, but 24 million of them are solo entrepreneurs with no employees. Many don't realize they are still self-employed, not true business owners. And self-paying individuals pay the highest taxes of all. The real lesson here? There's no such thing as a bad economy. Each of us has an external economy, the broader financial landscape, and an internal economy, which is how we personally manage and perceive money. Those with a strong internal economy can thrive regardless of external conditions. A poor mindset sees only a bad economy because they don't know how to generate wealth in any situation. A middle-class mindset is focused on stability, owning a house, having a steady paycheck, and securing a car. When they lose their job, it's devastating. But entrepreneurs don't rely on jobs, so economic shifts don't scare them. One of the most valuable lessons I learned was that there are always two sides to everything. If you believe the economy is bad, it's likely because your personal economy is struggling. A strong internal economy allows you to see opportunities even in downturns. Entrepreneurs with this mindset don't fear failure. When they fall, they see it as a chance to rise even higher. The average person might experience setbacks and reach for an easy escape, but true entrepreneurs understand that every mistake is a lesson. They recognize what they didn't know before and use that knowledge to grow stronger. Success isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning, adapting, and continuously moving forward. No matter what happens, those with a strong internal mindset become stronger, smarter, and happier. They view challenges as opportunities for growth. On the other hand, people with a weak internal mindset are often controlled by fear, the things they worry about the most. Losing their job, financial struggles, tend to become their reality. Fear attracts failure. That's why everything starts from within. True entrepreneurs don't let external circumstances dictate their future. Their first job is to gain control over their mindset, not just their surroundings. The moment you rely on a paycheck, you become an employee, trapped in a system where someone else decides your worth. Real success comes from being stronger than that. It's not about external factors, it's about mastering control from within.